to be rude or anything else, but when a fellow of your color jumps out in front of me and starts waving at my truck,
I would try to the road fucking rip open, bro. This is the fucking Tar River water under here. Oh, yeah, see, trying to stop you, boss man.
Oh shit, it's sinking in even the fucking more.
Oh shit! Oh, get out! Go! Oh, I just told him don't go in there. Oh my God, I just told him don't go in there.
I don't want to be rude or anything else, but when a fellow of your color jumps out in front of me and starts waving at my truck,
I would try to listen, and then I would try to stop this man right here for going down the road, and he gave me the middle finger, and look what happened. The fuck happened. I tried to stop him, and look what the fuck happened.
You know, there's times in my life where I wasn't ready to receive information. Sometimes you're just not in the place, no matter how clear it is or what people are saying, to receive information.
I said I'm never coming back again. Next I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw that clip. This is America. You know how racism or prejudice ruined America. And I said ruined because it's past tense. As you can see, black dude tried to stop a white dude in the truck from wrecking his car. And as he said in the video, the dude flipped him the bird. He gave him the, but then he got out of the car. Well, I just want to let you know, brother. You know, if I see somebody that looks like you try to wave me down, I can't deal. I think something's wrong. Well, here's the thing. And for people in this, people like him, I got a hard time believing that you actually had encounters with black people that went violent. Because what a lot of this stuff is just a made up scenario in your mind, and at this point Reddit and 4chan stories that aren't real about some altercation that never existed, or a half story of somebody picking a fight with a black guy and getting beat up and then saying it was something completely different, like I was an innocent bystander. Because you see it in America with the whole jazz festival in Cincinnati thing. They still have a hard time going, okay, maybe these guys are picking a fight and maybe they did slap them, but under no circumstances should you ever put your hands on the white man. Like, whatever. But this is the issue. Because there have been plenty of times where black America has tried to warn all of America, not just white America, hey, you might not want to do that. But people's arrogance and people's belief that you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know anything, you're not smart, you're stupid, and I'm better than you. This is what happens. You got to remember. You don't have to remember. I'm a mix this up with some real life and entertainment based on real life. Birth of a Nation, the first one, the original one, right? Was white guys in blackface telling white America, watch out for black men because they were trying to, take it from white women. And incensed America was kind of, what birthed the Klan in a sense, right? Because they were mad at their own imagination. And from that, since before that time to now, who's taking it from white women? White men. The whole time. Right? But hey, but we got to be the bad guy. During Jim Crow and the races in that part, Black America hey man, y'all can't just put people, because you already put the Native Americans on reservations. It's like, you're not finna put the rest of America on reservations. It's not finna happen. And beyond that, you're not just finna overcharge us and try to give white America all of the breaks and it not go bad for everybody at some point, and it did. Because people forget the Great Depression happened in Jim Crow. You get what I'm saying? The only thing that saved America was actually like World War II. The idea of give blacks drugs, like in The Godfather, which was based on a true story actually, but even with a Vietnam War bringing heroin, back to America, and then the and then you fast forward to Iran Contra and the quote unquote war on drugs, where they brought cocaine into the country. The idea that it's just going to affect the blacks, it's not going to affect anybody else. Tried to warn you. You didn't want to listen. Even your own people tried to warn you, but you didn't want to listen. So now, now to this day, you're never going to stop the drugs from flowing in America because white America is on drugs heavily. That's the biggest customer. That's why it wasn't criminalized. They needed black people to criminalize the smallest doses. But white America been high as a kite forever. But when we told you, hey man, this is gonna ruin you, I was back, the crack era, and now it's the opioid era, and you see, it's like, oh my God, it's like, hey man, I can't tell you nothing, can't tell you nothing, can't help you. You crashing and burning. The irony of this was Obama, because people forget, even Obama being president, part of it came from him being I think the only senator to go, we shouldn't go to war with Iraq. This weapons of mass destruction stuff don't make no sense. But you know what happened? It went anyway, and then went to the wrong place. Had wars that lasted over 20 years. The country went into debt, which is in debt now because of that. That was the starting point. And it was the black guy that tried to warn you, hey man, not a good idea, but you didn't want to listen. Didn't want to listen. And then, even when it comes to American employment, black America, last hired, first fired, right? You got black people to do the work, and you don't want to pay them, and then you want to screw them over, and you want all of these managerial positions for everybody white, and at the same time, you started firing black folks, and then you brought, that's what the Hispanic community and the immigrant community came in for, to pay them cheaper labor, whether they be legal or illegal immigrants, right? And we was like, hey man, okay, you better remember that, because I don't know why y'all think you got the biggest population in America, but the rest of the population is going to do all the work, and the biggest population is going to have all these managerial positions. No, y'all going to get fired. But no, we didn't want to hear that. Or there was going to be corporate greed and corporate scandals, but you didn't want to hear that. And what happened? You had the housing bubble. You had the banking system get caught scamming. You had the auto industry crashing. You got the agriculture thing. Now you have the illegal immigration thing, and now you got AI coming into the picture. And it's like, man, we warned you, man. We warned you, but you didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen, and now you wrecked it. And when it dawns on you at some point, you be like, man, what are we doing? Because just like they got the people with the all white town in Arkansas who want to be in Missouri. And the reason why we don't care, because ain't nothing gonna get done in that town. You got 40, 50 white people get together. We want to be all cool, stay over there. I guarantee y'all ain't gonna get nothing done. Nothing done. It's gonna be a whole mess. Because you went there for racism purposes. You don't have a purpose. you really don't. Your purpose is to say, I don't want to see no whatever. It's like, okay, cool, whatever. You just remember that. And then I'm going to back this up some. We warned y'all about the corporate greed when it came to, hey, man, the corporations and all this bureaucracy and all these loopholes and all this red tape is actually killing entrepreneurship, because y'all see every time a person creates something, y'all figure out a way to steal it from them. And guess what? This is one of the issues with entrepreneurship. It became monopoly. The big fish eat little fish, and now it's like 5 big fish and all the little fish getting eaten. And it had a trickle down effect when they used to talk about Walmart killing the mom and pop shops. And it was cool because the prices were low, and now there's no mom and pop spots. And how would I say we warned you about that? Because Black America dealt through that with all of the mom and pop spots, whether it be music stores, corner stores, restaurants. It wasn't just running the highways through it. It was stealing the restaurant ideas, stealing the recipes, doing all of this stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, stealing the inventions and you gotta sell your business off and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And basically, what you did was you thought you were gonna monopolize America, and wound up concentrating the wealth to the point that we knew you wasn't going to pay the masses of America. So now most of America is looking for welfare, in all honesty, because the jobs ain't going to pay. And the idea of, man, if I create this and I create that, I can make it. No, because you got somebody in a corporate office trying to figure out how to steal it. So innovation is problematic. That's why you see everything is recycled now. But hey, but y'all don't get that. Y'all own little racism creates all of these problems that you can't fix, and that's why you see white America kind of quitting. You can't. They're not making money. They're not making kids. They're mad. Because we went to school to get an education. Why are you overcharging? We had an issue with that back in the day. Like, why is school so expensive? But what y'all forget was America raised the prices on pretty much everything because they felt like black people wouldn't have enough money to afford to be certain places. And y'all went roughshod and doubled and tripled and quadrupled and quintupled down and made it super expensive for everybody. It doesn't dawn on y'all, but y'all racism, boy, it's causing you to crash and burn. But I'm gonna leave it at that, man. You can tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.